Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. Don't know a nigga like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fade, you can pull my foul yourself. Spy raid, swallow rocks, I'm getting high myself. Yeah, damn right I like the life I built. I'm from West Side 60, shit I might got killed. Standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Wilt. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. I'm the shit now, according to the way that I'm positioned. In this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know them West.
What's going on, C?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, our people? We are back with another Shot of Sports podcast. My boy Coach C. I'm Anton Tony. So we're gonna get in a couple topics. First of all, let me give a happy birthday. Make sure we're doing this on live. Happy birthday to my boy Coach C.
Appreciate it, man.
It's my guy, man. It's my guy, 10 toes down. So want to give you some love, man. So we got a couple topics we're gonna get in. We are on Championship Sunday. We got Kansas City and Baltimore. We got Kansas City and Baltimore in the AFC, and then we got Detroit and San Fran in the NFC. We're gonna give our picks on those. We're gonna give what both teams need to do as far as to get a dub. All four teams need to do to get a dub, and we also gonna talk about give Lamar Jackson some flowers, man. We got to give Lamar some flowers, man. A lot of doubters, a lot of people that said that he wasn't gonna do this, gonna do that. So we're gonna talk about Lamar, and also we want to start off though with the coaching carousel. Like that's been the hottest news. Some of the hottest news is how much is where these jobs and where they're going. Our thoughts about some of these picks. Let's start off with the Raiders, bro. Let's start off with the Raiders. Antonio Pierce, right?
Yes.
Antonio Pierce, former linebacker. Can't stand him, but former linebacker. I think he did a good job as the interim head coach this year, stepping into that position that Josh McDaniels kind of made a horrible bid for him. So I think he might do a good job. I think he's earned that job at least. Go ahead, see.
Yeah, I think he's definitely earned it. He's one of four now players to play for a franchise and now be the head coach of it. I think that's a really good trend that the NFL is on right now.
So you like okay, my bad. But
so it's a trend. I really like that trend. You get a guy who knows the culture of a locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the actual X's and O's coaching, obviously he doesn't have the experience or the X's and O's that other coaches have, but that's why you have a great staff. We're looking at I think they were still the Redskins at the time in 2013. I think 6 of those guys are now head coaches from the Redskins staff. You just hire the right people around you.
Yeah.
You just need that final rah-rah voice or whatever you need. You need that. And that's what the Raiders got in Pierce. I love that hire.
Okay. I like that hire too. I really like that hire. I think he's gonna do a good job. I think he's obviously got the confidence of the players. I think I did hear a rumor that Crosby had said he wanted to be traded if he didn't get the job. So when your best defensive player makes it known, I want in, I want this guy in. Got to listen to him. We got Callahan. I know we got some Bengals fans on here. Don't know how I feel about personally. I don't know how I feel about that hire. Just because I don't know how much I do know that the Bengals head coach was calling the plays. We all know that he's their play caller in Cincinnati. So I'm not sure what exactly Callahan was actually doing with that. Hey Tyrone, do me a favor. Use your all, tag all in the
Everyone.
comments for me. Yeah, just tag everyone in the comments for me so we can go ahead and get everybody rolling in the group for me. I don't wanna waste ours. Do that for me, bro. Thanks for checking in, by the way. But yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I know his dad was a head coach. Was the head coach of the Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl head coach for the Raiders. I don't know, but I don't know. I know he's been around the game. I know he's been around the players. I honestly don't know how much he's actually done in Cincinnati to have warranted that job.
So he's one of those hires that we may look back and it may be a great hire.
Mm-hmm.
But as of I can't predict the future. But as of now, I think it's a bad hire. I honestly think it's a bad hire.
Why you think it's a bad hire?
Again, so just from a coaching standpoint, he hasn't called plays on that level.
Right.
And he's supposed to come in and be an offensive guru. He's coming in with a raw QB with an uncertain roster and then a fairly new GM.
Right.
With a team that's kind of a team that's had success, but now they're building this huge stadium, so they need to win now.
Yep.
So I don't. The only thing I like about the hire is it takes a piece away from, I guess, your conference rival. But other than that, I don't see the point of this hire.
The one thing I will say though, I can tell where they were kind of trying to go with this hire, because what has been the biggest issue in Tennessee? Their offense. It's been their inconsistent
quarterback.
Play calling. Well,
quarterback.
The offense, but I think the play calling has been a problem for them. Like, they were honestly too dependent on Derrick Henry, as far as in the running game. And we don't say that about too many teams in this day and age, but I think they were a little overly dependent on Derrick Henry and not creative enough in what they were doing as far as offense. So I think that's what the thought process was. Obviously, that's where the league is going. They want more offensive-minded coaches, and Callahan, he gives them that. He gives them the opportunity. So we'll see. I'm not sure that they even got the right guy as quarterback. There's some question marks there with Will Levis, right? Will Levis is there, right?
Yeah, that's also another issue. But
yeah. I mean, I saw some good things with Will Levis. Not to go too far off. I think Will Levis has some good attributes. He's got a strong arm. He's athletic. I don't know.
Every QB that's being. It's every QB being drafted in the last 5 years.
I get
Big arm, athletic. I need more.
Not Brock Purdy. I mean, we're gonna talk about him in a minute, but not Brock Purdy. I mean, there's some quarterbacks that just have a little bit more touch, that have more accuracy. Like Mac Jones. Mac Jones is more accurate than he is your strong arm. Like Will Levis struggles, in my opinion, with his accuracy. That's his problem. He's kind of like almost Ben Roethlisberger-esque, but he's a little bit more athletic. It's kind of what I see with Will Levis. The other hire, obviously, what we got, Carolina with what is his name, Dave Canales. I don't know too much about the guy. I'm be honest.
Another. We may look back and be like, "Oh, that was a great hire," but as of now, on the surface, bad hire. They're gonna say he transcended Geno Smith and then Baker. No, he didn't. Honestly, Baker did have a great year. But Baker had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Right.
So they had a lot of check downs. They have a defensive-minded head coach, so it wasn't a lot of risk-taking that Baker could have done.
I still think, obviously, you got to get the right guy with Bryce. You got to get the right guy with Bryce. Hey, can you see Tyrone's comment, or do I need to put it up on the thing?
You got to put it up. I can't see.
All right, there you go. Can you see it now?
Oh man.
Hey, we're gonna interact with y'all. We're gonna try to interact with y'all, make this fun, whatever. Just want to put that out there. But Bryce Young obviously is that hire has to start with developing him. Like that's got to be number one. Obviously he had a less than stellar rookie year. Not all his fault, but you got to get a play caller. You got to get somebody in there that's gonna believe in him. So I'm hoping for the best with this hire. For Bryce's sake, I'm a fan of Bryce when he was at Alabama. So I'm hoping that this works for him and he's in a much better situation. Obviously, the Chargers. Let's talk about Harbaugh. Y'all know I'm a Michigan fan. Yeah. It's bittersweet, especially because he's taking Minter with him. That was official, I think, yesterday. We're losing our defensive coordinator along with losing Harbaugh at Michigan, but I think we'll be okay. I have a little bit of faith in Sherrone Moore. I'll probably be a little bit worse when I come down off of this high, winning a natty. But Harbaugh, I think, is going to do a great job with Justin Herbert. He's going to take the ball out of his hand a little bit more. They're not going to be as eccentric with Justin throwing the football. I think they'll be more balanced. I mean, that has been what he's been as a coach in the NFL. That's been what he's been as a coach in college football. He's going to run the football. So the first thing they got to do is get a bell cow. Because I believe Austin Eckler is a free agent this year. So well, depends, because it ain't like he don't get the bag anywhere. So he might come back for less. It might be like a Joe Mixon situation in Cincinnati where he might take less. But they need a bell cow. They need somebody who they can hand that ball off to, take some of that pressure off of Justin Herbert. So they're going to be better. I think the expectation for them, at least next year, at least in my opinion, without seeing the roster, just with adding Harbaugh, would be playoffs plus potentially, dare I say, one maybe playoff win. I think that's fair. Got talent on that team.
So this is me personally. A shout out to Sherrone Moore. He's kind of got the career path, and I'm trying to go on. Offensive line coach, offensive coordinator. So he's inspirational. People like me who offensive line coaches can be OCs. So that's just a little plug for myself. Also, just not off topic, but Coach Klink, the Michigan DB coach, will make a hell of a hire as a D coordinator for Michigan. So they got something going on.
We'll see.
He was the DB coach of the year in college football. So great recruiter, good dude. So that they can keep that train rolling. But as far as the Harbaugh signing, I love the signing. Love it. Love him bringing his young, open-minded DC with him. I love it for the Chargers. Again, like you said, Herbert. The Chargers' biggest problem left the building already.
Facts.
Like it's gone out the building. Like you won't see Harbaugh going for it on fourth down at his own 20 in the first quarter.
Facts.
That's one of the biggest issues. And then Eckler, Mr. I want the bag. Well, my guy, I need production in between the 20s. Like you can score in the red zone because you're tiny and you just get behind linemen and no one can see you. But in between the 20s, you don't do enough. And that's where the Chargers offenses struggle because Keenan Allen can't stay hurt. Mike Williams plays one game and he's out for 6, but gets $60 million for that. So, and as far as defensively, I mean, you name it, they got a all-pro at every level of the defense.
Yeah.
Now,
I think
Harbaugh's biggest thing is the cap situation with them.
Mm-hmm.
But they have some cap casualties that they can get rid of. Mike Williams is one of them.
That's gonna be rough though. That's gonna be rough to get rid of Mike, because I don't know if I saw enough from that kid from TCU for them to be confident with him going forward.
I mean, he at least played in uniform. He was active.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair though. Mike he's not always hurt. I mean, he was fairly healthy a year ago. He was fairly healthy. He was fairly healthy a year ago, bro. I'm not gonna completely tear him down like that.
He's never healthy. Eckler's never healthy. I look at Herbert and he's like, man, I get half offense every other game.
Well, they got like you said, they got some good pieces. The offensive line is young and they're pretty good. The offensive line is young and pretty good. They've got some guys at receiver, friend to throw the football to. They need to figure out something with their running game. That's paramount. They got to figure out something with their running game. That's going to be literally what their offense is going to be. It's going to be balanced. Mm-hmm. On defense, I do question what they do with Khalil Mack. You got him and Bosa, both of them making a nice little bag. So I do have question marks about what they're going to do with that. But I think they need some help at secondary. I think their safeties are okay, but their corners were horrible last year. We took on J.C. Jackson. They traded J.C. Jackson away. Secondary was still pretty bad. Asante Samuel Jr. is
He's
okay.
he's he's Deron Bland. He's just risky, and his risk didn't work this year. Worked the year before, they didn't work this year. Probably work next year. It's just the name of the game. Corner's the second toughest position in football, so it's the name of the game.
Facts.
I think he'll bounce back.
Washington. The Washington head coaching job is still open. Interesting job for somebody who wants it. Obviously, I don't think they're sold on what they have at quarterback. Would we agree on that?
Yeah, I don't think they're sold.
Okay, they're not sold on what they got at quarterback, but it's an interesting team. Defense is not terrible. It's not terrible. Offense has weapons. Offensive line needs work though. The offensive line needs work. I do believe
the
quarterback.
5.
Yeah,
their
quarterback got hit quite a bit. We've heard other teams talk about how their quarterback, is a sitting duck. That guy got hit a lot this year. So that's, but with the they obviously have new ownership, so they're pushing to win. They're pushing to win. So I don't know who the right guy would be for that position. I believe who'd you say that was the OC from Detroit, right?
Ben Johnson, OC from Detroit. Yeah. That's the rumored. Again, that signing can't happen because they're still in season. Right. I believe if that signing actually does happen, which I'm pretty sure it will, that's an outstanding signing.
He's fantastic.
That guy can dial it up. I've been just studying how he's been calling all season, or the last 2 years, honestly. He's been calling things, and I personally took some stuff for myself to use maybe in the future or whatever. But he's turned what y'all think is a great quarterback in Jared Goff, actually making him look great.
So you can't help yourself but take shots.
So what he did with Jared Goff is proof enough that he's a good hire. Again, so Detroit, the dynamic with them, they're a very young team with a lot of talent. He satisfied all those, eager to get the football guys. Mm-hmm. So that kind of balance, you can't scheme for that. So offensively, the Commanders, if he's the guy, that's a great hire. I question their defense because I can't name a defender on that team except I think Forbes from Mississippi State.
What pick? They got number 2, don't they? Washington does, right?
Yeah, they got number 2. I believe they'll trade up and get 1 and get the hometown kid Caleb.
Wow. I'd never thought about that. Thought about that.
That's the entire time I've been saying that. Okay, y'all don't listen to me.
Just to venture on that real quick. I don't want to get too far off. So, in my opinion, hold on. Chicago, they're okay. So there's both of them in the NFC. I'm trying to think if they were in the same division. They're not in the same division, but I feel like Chicago can get more. They can get more for that pick if they were to trade it to somebody else in Washington, because they're only trading down one place.
Yeah, but you can still get your guy at 2, so you get 2. Caleb Williams is going to come in and go to the playoffs, so you get their next year pick, which we see what they did this year. That ended up being the number 1 pick.
Right. But
so you can get this pick, that pick, probably their second.
I don't think that. Do you think you're going to get multiple picks though? Just trading down one spot? I don't know if you're going to get multiple first round picks. I don't know if you're going to get that.
You have to get it. You have to get their pick, and then you have to get the next year's first, which is what Arizona did with the Texans this past year.
I feel like if I'm gonna have to give up that much for Caleb, right? I might as well just take Drake May. Just being honest with you, I might as well just take Drake May at that point, because I still have a whole lot of other holes that I have to fill, especially in my offensive line.
Well, from the Commander standpoint, you can't market Drake May. You can't market him. For the marketability, they got Magic Johnson, the GOAT, on their ownership. So Magic is Showtime. You got a businessman first. So Caleb, you bring him in. You can market the Heisman. You can market he's a hometown kid, born and raised in DC.
Right.
You can market all that. Drake May, you can't. And
I like
then they have cap. They have cap. So
Yeah,
they can put some things around them. They have an incredible receiving core.
very underrated receiving core. Very
Like
underrated receiving core.
they got to do something on the other side of the ball. You can't have one hard hitting corner and call that a defense. Like that just doesn't
That's fair
work.
enough. That's fair
And
enough.
two D
I like where
tackles.
your head is.
Sorry.
I like where your head is with trading up one spot for Caleb. I never actually even thought about that. So the other job that's still open is Seattle, which has got to be a very appealing job.
No.
Whoa, why?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
Let's
I
talk about that.
wouldn't take that job.
Why?
I would honestly and they're rumored to have Vrabel as their guy, but if I'm Vrabel, I'd either take a year off or be a DC somewhere. I wouldn't take that.
Me personally, if I'm an offensive guy, I want that job.
I
Because
don't.
offensively and defensively, they're both good. Their problem has been consistency with their offense. Defensively, they've been just fine. I love their secondary. I absolutely love their secondary. Good God. Other than
Of
what New England
course.
has.
They got Maul. They got Maul back here, baby.
I absolutely love their secondary, bro. Love their secondary. Front seven is still solid, you know. And then on the offensive side, I mean, can we talk about the fact they got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, who I'm a huge fan of, never gets hit for some reason. God never gets
Always
hit.
goes down. So I don't know what
Never
we're doing
gets
with that.
hit. Never gets hit. He's one of my favorite receivers. Short receivers. I'm always gonna go with short receivers. And also obviously you got Njigba, the Ohio State guy. But he came on as the season went on last year. He came on, guys. I'm just not sold on Geno. Like Geno's to me is that's the question.
Geno is inconsistent and his price tag is a bit high. You were too good to get a high draft pick to get one of these replacement quarterbacks. Then I don't trust DK Metcalf. I mean, I don't want to bring in other sports, but at this point we're looking at him like, man, you real Dennis Rodman-ish. Like is your tactics worth what you do?
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to question what the heck is going on with Ole Miss receivers because AJ Brown seemed a little devious too, but DK on another level.
But I keep telling y'all, anybody who listens, I watch SEC football every year. Ole Miss has the most talented team in the nation. It's just everything that goes along with that. They can't get that figured out.
Right.
If Lane Kiffin actually had a coach who could babysit him, Ole Miss would continue to win national championships because they have a bunch of talent. They have freakish talent. So that's nothing new. But I don't like DK. He incredible athlete. I'm not gonna say that, but he's a diva, his antics. I can't I like a little buddy from the Big Ten or Big Ten running back. But like all Big Ten running backs, stays hurt. Because they ran the ball 70 times a game in college.
He's so disrespectful, man.
They ran the ball 70 times a game in college.
Yeah,
Walker. Yeah. He ran the ball
State.
70 times a game in college because, well, that's what they do in the Big Ten. But line is iffy. I love the secondary. I don't think the team has a leader. And I say that because Bobby Wagner is on the downside of his career.
He can still lead though. He's still starting. He's still out there.
He had an incredible season, but there's nothing behind him. They don't have anything coming. So at some point it's gonna be.
I'm sure there's some guys on that roster that they're grooming for that situation. You know what I mean?
And they still have zero pass rush.
Yeah.
Like
that's been a problem.
Zero pass rush.
I feel like that's been a problem for them for like a good 4 or 5 years now. Like they haven't really had that stellar pass rush.
And then I don't like to. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. No matter what they do, they still gonna be the third best team in that division. So I don't. It's not an attractive job for this. I'm
not gonna go that far. I mean, I feel like they got more talent than the Rams do. I think they got more talent than the
Rams got 9. When you got that guy,
I respect Stafford. He's earned my respect.
You ain't gotta respect him. They got 9. When you got the guy at the top, that top dog in the top position, you have a certain swagger that the whole team just follows through. I mean, there's a team on the banks that has that. Like when you think you got the guy, the team follows suit. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's get into our second topic.
real quick.
Go ahead.
The difference between the NBA and NFL and coaching is just crazy to me. NBA is just a bunch of recycled head coaches coming back through. NFL is, we're gonna hire this young coordinator and then we'll recycle the coordinators.
Right.
There's no reason Kellen Moore should still be calling plays for an NFL team. None.
You're not a fan. I thought you were a fan of Kellen Moore.
But how many chances can he get?
Yeah, did we talk about Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Thanks, Darius. Darius brought that up. We did not talk about Atlanta. My bad, Doug. My bad. Atlanta with Raheem Morris. My bad.
That was the second best hire of the cycle to me, behind, of course, Mayo. But that was the second best hire. Raheem Morris is a very underrated coach. I know we got a Rams fan in the group or anti-Bengals fan. I don't know what he is, but he goes to LA on his little hookah trips, but whatever. But I love the Raheem Morris hire. Once again, a guy who's coached both offense and defense, trying to learn both sides of the ball. He brought what I thought was the best offensive coordinator in this cycle with him to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally a QB away. Now, the QB ain't on the roster, but they're literally a QB away from wrecking havoc in this league.
So,
I mean, they went to a Super Bowl with average Matt Ryan, so nothing's changed.
Average. That's a little rough, bro. That's a little rough. Matt Ryan was the league MVP that year, bro. Let's not do that. Matt Ryan wasn't average. He was a good quarterback. He just wasn't take that next step. He was Carson Palmer.
He's an average QB, and he put up MVP numbers because of.
No, I'm not calling
his offensive coordinator. But
I'm not calling Matt Ryan average. I'm not giving you that. No,
okay.
I ain't.
You don't have to.
I'm not giving you that. But to go back to the Raheem Morris pickup, I think he's a heck of a defensive coordinator. I do. I'm happy that we're getting black coaches. Now that we finish this off, that's gonna go into our next topic. I'm extremely happy that we've gotten a lot of black coaches get head coaching jobs so far. That's huge. I'm personally not a fan of Raheem Morris, but that's okay. He doesn't have to be my guy. I'm not a fan of him as a head coach. He was 21-38 as a head coach. He was in Tampa, right? Back in 2010, 2011. I was not a fan. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I was a fan of him through his first go around as a head coach. I'm not going to sit up there and do that. I do think he's a good defensive coordinator. I do think he's a good DC. Some guys are just meant to be good DCs, but I'm rooting for the guy to do well because he represents us. I'm rooting for him to do well.
But he started as an offensive guy, so that's the difference. So his first stint with Tampa Bay, he was considered an offensive guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Offensive analyst. Now he's learned the defensive side, so I think that's going to help him as a head coach. And he has the respect of his players. And now he knows more. And then getting Zach Robinson with him, which was the best OC hire of this cycle, is humongous. Now, he doesn't have to look at that at all. So he can really be a DC, but he can be the rah-rah guy in the locker room that you need, which is what the Pierce is doing. So
just to touch on one point real quick before we move on. The fact that Bill Belichick only got one look and he's still available, it's shocking to me. Not gonna lie to you, but y'all know me and C are both Patriot fans. It's incredibly shocking to me. It's shocking to me that he didn't get the Atlanta job. Not sure. Obviously, you're gonna see reports and rumors come out what he was asking for, how he went in there. I don't know why he didn't get that Atlanta job because I felt like he was a shoe-in when he first. I mean, he was one of the first people they interviewed, so it was like I felt like that was gonna happen.
I was more shocked that we let him go than the fact that he's not a coach somewhere else.
Explain that one to me.
He's 72 years old. the most stubborn man in America, and has won 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, and I think one as a DC.
Mhm.
He's going to do things his way. So us sitting here thinking that he was ever going to give up GM duties,
Y'all tried to tell
foolish.
me that. Y'all tried to tell me that.
He's never given up the GM duties.
Okay.
I didn't think we was ever letting him go.
That
I
was
didn't think.
I think that's a fair assumption. I think that's fair. Obviously I don't know. What I will say though is one of the things that could potentially, you spoke on, his age. And I think that might contribute to some, and especially these teams that are looking to have stability at the head coaching job. He's only gonna coach for maybe 2 or 3 more seasons. Let's keep it.
He only was 2 or 3, so he can get the record.
So
but
and
Atlanta brings a dynamic that he can't get around. Atlanta has a great young black GM who continues to underachieve because of the head person, the head coach. But Arthur Blank is not sitting here paying that GM or potentially losing that GM for a guy who's going to leave in 2 years. So
and
that's why I didn't think. That's why the Falcons. It didn't make sense.
But
it never made sense to me.
But to go beyond the Falcons, though, like the fact that he's not getting looks, I don't think. Here's the thing: people keep saying the games passed him by. Me and you can attribute to this. Our defense was live this year, bro.
Yeah,
our defense was live this year. The man can still coach. He can still coach his butt off. We had a lot of chances to win some football games. Problem was personnel, and that's where what we all kept saying: give up that personnel decision. But as far as him coaching, no, the game is not passing him by at all. The man still understands football. Does that dynamic maybe still work in a different locker room as far as him being tougher with players and whatnot? You can question that because we are going to more teams wanting a more player-friendly coach. You can make that argument, but you can't argue the fact that he still don't know football, bro. Like y'all, like I don't think y'all realize we had quite a few games where we held teams to 10, 13 points and still lost. We're losing those games. Like, come on,
we exposed Miami.
Yeah,
we exposed Miami.
Yeah, and people started copycatting us like they always do. So the man can still coach. I don't want to take nothing away from Bill as far as his ability to still coach the game of football because he can still do it.
Now, just to go back, I think the perfect place for him, and let me explain after I say it, the Commanders.
That's actually where I would go to, yeah.
So if they keep Eric, if they keep Bieniemy, they have a guy who can control the offense. Bill don't have to worry about that. I don't know if he allow that, but he can do. If he would allow that, offense is set. He can get something off that piss poor defense that they got. And then they have an established GM and ownership group that's going to be like, listen, you're not about to come in here and get a receiver from Tubucky State University Technical College Institute of Technology and to play number one receiver.
Yeah.
Like, so we got this. We got the person. You just go ahead, coach up the defense, and get the culture in order, get that winning culture. That will be a perfect place for him.
Facts. I'm 100,000%. Because I think people would think that I would say maybe Seattle would be a good pick, but because Pete Carroll is still there, no. Because Pete Carroll's still part of that front office, not a chance. Not a chance.
No. Oh, and then also Bill Belichick, Navy guy.
Mal, we're gonna get
back
into
in the DMV area. So
Mal, see if you can see these comments. We're gonna get into Chiefs or Lamar. It's Baltimore, bro. Chiefs versus Baltimore. It's Chiefs versus Baltimore. We're gonna get into all of those in a little later, before the game before the game come on. But matter of fact, we actually need to start get to moving. Let's talk about Lamar, bro. Let's talk about Lamar real quick. I want to give that man his flowers. Like, this man swear up and down I hate him. I want to give him his flowers, bro.
You do, but
I'm gonna give him his. I'm gonna give him his flowers for sure, bro. The man has exceeded expectations. First of all, there was a lot of people that said he was going to be a running back and a receiver when he was coming into the draft. A lot of people. He got one scholarship offer to Louisville and won the Heisman. Let's get that man his first. So far, he has exceeded everything people have put on him. So I'm gonna give that man his flowers. I'm gonna give a man his due. He is a top 3 quarterback in my. Well, actually, I'll go top two quarterback in the NFL. Let me. Yeah, he's top 2 quarterback in the NFL. He's the best overall player in the NFL. Y'all hearing that straight from my mouth? Best overall player in the NFL. He is a headache for any defense that's gonna come across him. And the man has done nothing but work. I'm giving all flowers, all credit. I also want to talk about what this does for black quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, because we all know that stigma's out there. Black mobile quarterbacks, they can't throw the football. They got to transition to this. It's been like that for years, right? We all should acknowledge that. And Lamar actually winning the Super Bowl would be huge to begin to end that stigma. Because what we've seen, I'm going to let C chime in a minute. What we've seen guys have success. We've seen Mike Vick have some success, never played in the Super Bowl. Saw Cam Newton have some success, won an MVP, got to the Super Bowl, nutted up, but that's neither here nor there. Cam got to the Super Bowl, but his wait, let me talk. His success was minimal, right? His success was minimal up to what? He only had two playoff runs.
You on the roll?
Okay. So we saw some success with Cam. Cordell Stewart was made to play receiver. We called him Slash when he was in Pittsburgh. We got all these quarterbacks. We've seen all these quarterbacks, and people sit up there and say they can't play the position, right? Lamar is playing a position. He's playing at a high level. So if he was to win the Super Bowl, we can begin to hopefully, because what we hear the girl say he's not quarterbacky enough. I don't know what the hell that means to be quarterbacky enough. I think I know what it means, but I'm not gonna go into that. But she said he wasn't quarterbacky enough, bro. The job of a quarterback is to run the offense, operate the offense, and he's operating it. And he's operating the offense, that offense that they've put in at a high level. So let me get that man his flowers. Go ahead, see.
So I've been trying to tell y'all this guy's different. This guy's special. He started with that what was it, Vine? That Vine, the quick video of him. That was where he first got his success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was watching him at Louisville in the ACC. He was putting up monster numbers. I want to say it was only 2 of those guys or 3 of those guys from that team that are in the NFL. Team was horrible. They putting up monster numbers. One of the greatest college football games I ever watched was him versus Deshaun Watson. That was just a masterful performance by both. That's why they became.
Hold up, see. I want to chime in on this comment real quick. Maul, real quick. That don't mean he's over Patrick Mahomes. He's behind Pat. I got Pat one. I got him too. Just put that out there. No, Burrow's not the best quarterback in football.
No. So Lamar's been that guy. I hate the little stigma of he can't throw this or that. Well, it's white quarterbacks who can't throw, and they give them chances to develop their arm. I mean, I don't think he could. I never could not throw. He had Bobby Petrino, an offensive guy who notorious for 4 verticals, his 4 vertical offense, and Lamar won a Heisman with it. And they're saying he's not quarterbacky enough. Well, we know what that means. And honestly, as a Georgia fan, I didn't understand what Monken meant to us until this year.
Mm-hmm.
He had a drunk midget at quarterback winning back-to-back natties, and he played an offense that I was like, why don't we open it up more? He would open it up more, we would have looked stupid. So he caters offenses to what he has. Now, in regards to Bennett versus Lamar Jackson, I mean, they're not really similar, but this aspect, neither one of them can really communicate the actual play call and what goes in all that. Like they don't want to read wristbands and stuff like that. So Monken has done a masterful job of making it so Lamar can communicate with his offense what the play is, what it should look like, things like that. So I do want to give. I'm tough on Monken, but I want to give him some love. I never did when he was at Georgia. But Lamar is the best player in pro football. He's the best quarterback in pro football because he operates it at the level highest in the league right now. Is he the best thrower? No. Stafford, Mahomes, and that Buffalo kid, those are the best throwers of the football. Not the best quarterbacks, but throwers.
This is the most unbiased you have ever been in my life. I'm so proud of you, bro.
But
I think because I gave Lamar so much credit, you had to be unbiased today. I think that's what it is, bro.
I love Lamar. I love the way he operates. You could just see at halftime of last week's game, they said what happened at halftime. What did Harbaugh say? Harbaugh didn't have to say nothing. I went in there and told him we not playing like we supposed to be playing. They went 24 unanswered. So he clearly has a leadership factor. He's 8-2 against a certain team in his division, in the toughest division in pro football. He's 8-2 as a starter versus them. I mean, I don't know what more we want from this kid. I know Maul's on here, so Mr. Pro Black. Well, this is for you. Since 2004, this is the first 2 African American quarterbacks in a championship game. I think it was Vic and McNabb. So this is a monumental game just for the culture. And then as far as the QB position and it transitioning, I don't understand how we keep allowing a Josh Allen to run around and do all this and score from the 1-yard line, the same as Jalen Hurts. But we talk bad about Hurts, but Allen should be MVP.
I'll object to that. I don't think I've seen a lot of trash talking about Jalen. I think Jalen got his flowers a lot last year. I think a lot of people.
It's you take away the tush push. Jalen Hurts is terrible.
That's ignorant fans. I've seen that. I've heard it from ignorant fans. The media, in my opinion, loves Jalen Hurts.
No, they blamed him for the struggles this season. Not the fact that they lost 2 great coordinators.
Yeah, that was the OC. I think I heard that a lot from the OC.
They lost 2 great coordinators, and Slick Nick he should have been more forceful and taken over.
He fumbled the ball this year.
He got to take over. He should have took over, either defense or offense, whatever. But so I back to Lamar. This is just beautiful to watch. The kid can throw. They still ain't really gave him the weapons that other QBs have. They gave him a midget gadget player. I love Zay Flowers. Not a number one. Sorry, not a number one. They gave him
This is what I was waiting for. Okay.
They gave him Hurtdale Beckham Jr., who made what a $500,000 for every catch he had this season.
Oh my God!
So again, when they get Hurtdale Beckham Jr. off their numbers and still looking to get in that receiver position.
Oh my God!
This may be scary for the NFL. We may almost eliminate the pocket passer for good.
But you like pocket passes, though. You like pocket passes. You like guys who actually read the defense and don't play the backdoor.
I love it. That's how you play football. If Justin Fields would do more of that, he would be better than Lamar. He has more physical tools than Lamar, and he would be better. But until he learns that, he's just going to be just run Fields.
Let me piggyback off of something real quick, though. I want to give Greg Roman some flowers because he helped develop Lamar. He didn't got a lot. No. He didn't got a lot of flack over time for not bringing the offense along as quickly as people wanted him to. We got to remember, Lamar Jackson's first full season as a quarterback won league MVP. That was Greg Roman's offense, mind you.
No,
yes.
No.
Yeah, he was.
It was his offense. Yes, but we're not giving him. We're not giving him credit.
He changed the offense. Give him credit for changing that offense. Not trying to make Lamar into what we always see. Well, historically, what we always see offensive coordinators, head coaches try to make these black quarterbacks who are mobile into being. He made that offense into what Lamar does extremely well. You work the middle of the field as far as passing the ball. We're gonna go read option. We're gonna go play action. We're gonna use RPOs. Those are all of the things he implemented. All right.
No.
Now,
Yes, but no. Yes,
okay.
but no.
Okay, so
we're not giving Greg Roman credit.
We gotta give Greg Roman credit because this could have went because to be fair, this could have went a completely different direction had the wrong offensive coordinator been in there. Because to your credit, to your point about Justin Fields, he's had nothing but bad offensive minds in his corner. He's had nothing but that. Nobody who's actually taking the time, starting with Matt Nagy, not to get too off kilter. Starting with Matt Nagy, who did not implement an offense that did what Justin Fields does best. Greg Roman did that for Lamar. He did that for Lamar.
Didn't Justin Fields have a record for rushing yards in a season by a quarterback?
That was
he catered his offense to him.
No. That was after Nagy left. That was after Nagy. Lamar got with Greg Roman as soon as he got there. Pretty much as soon as he got there, Greg Roman took over. Is what I'm saying.
So I'm not going to give Greg Roman credit for.
I get it. I knew you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't.
That Madden offense that he was trying to run. I'm not giving him credit for that.
You didn't like it, but Lamar thrived in that offense. To their credit,
because no one had any tape on him. You don't have any tape on him. You don't know what's coming. So that he thrived off that. It wasn't anything Greg Roman did. It's a lack of tape.
Wow.
It's a lack of tape. I mean,
wow.
How do I stop something I don't know what's coming? That's what that was.
You still got to have the ability, to be fair. You still have to have the ability to implement an offense that tailors to your quarterback and does what he does well. Greg Roman did.
He didn't do that.
And ultimately, his ability to not continue to evolve that offense because Lamar felt like he was ready to take on more, even though he has, but he hasn't this year, taking on more of responsibility.
Well, he doesn't have a number one receiver to take on more. I don't.
Hold on. They are who they are. I'm gonna say this is
no. We're gonna get into this because you were the one who told me that Holly Weird Brown was a number one receiver, and we can see.
I didn't say he was a number one. I said he was a good receiver.
You did. No, I said you said he was a number one.
Their number one receiver has been Mark Andrews all this time.
Yes, because they haven't got him one.
They don't need a number one receiver.
Yes, they do. If they
you have,
name a mobile quarterback that had a real number one receiver that was over 6 feet tall.
A real mobile quarterback. Josh Allen, he's mobile. Are we talking black?
No, black. A black quarterback.
Okay, so Michael Vick had what is Deshaun Jackson? 6 foot? Macklin, 6 foot?
5. They both 5'8".
Nah, they ain't that short.
They don't. So the only time we really seen it was Deshaun Watson.
And Cam has Steve at the end of his career. He has Steve Smith.
Steve Smith is 5'8".
Oh, you said above 6 foot. My bad.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson was the only one, and
Jalen Hurts. He's got
Antonio
Brown. He's got AJ Brown.
Where did he go? He went right to the Super Bowl. When you get the NFL, I don't know.
So you want him to have a 6'3" receiver is what you want.
I don't know if they subconsciously do it, but they hinder black quarterbacks by not giving them the weaponry because they're like, oh, why do we need a number one receiver? He can run. He's his own weapon. No.
Okay.
Give them a Jamar Chase. Give Lamar Jamar Chase.
Jamar's only like 6'1", 6'2".
But he's a number one. We know he's a number one.
Okay. All right.
Give him Justin Jefferson. Don't give him Rashad Foot Bateman and Hurtdale Beckham Jr. and say these are number one receivers. Okay.
So here's I understand where you going with this. I understand. Well, yeah, Kyler Murray. He had DeAndre Hopkins. Good one, Darius. That's a good point. But
and he went to the playoffs, right?
He did go to the playoffs.
His little midget self thrived.
Yeah.
The little midget Asian thrived.
Here's that his views do not reflect a shot of sports podcast. I want to put that out there. No, I ain't trying to be canceled already. All right. Now, to talk, I can't believe you just said that. Now, to talk about Baltimore. What we love, what I just gave Lamar Jackson credit for, obviously, was operating the offense they run. offense they run, and to me, I see your view. Here's mine. The offense that they run, and this is going to lead us into obviously our picks and everything like that with both games. The offense they run, they've been running, is based off of what Lamar does best. To me, in my opinion, it's based off like he ran for over 100 yards last week, right? Threw for 150. That's who he is. I'm giving him credit. Hold on. I'm giving him credit for being himself. I don't want Lamar Jackson to try to be like any other quarterback. I'm done putting him in a box of other quarterbacks. That's me putting him saying he's above anything we've ever seen with his ability to impact the game. So to me, to disrespect his receiving core, I love Zay Flowers. I think Zay Flowers is fantastic. Mark Andrews is a top 3 tight end. You can't name three tight ends better than him.
No,
I'm sorry, you can't.
You can't.
He's fantastic. Let's also give him credit for Isaiah Likely. This guy is really good.
He's a good receiver.
He's a tight end receiver, right?
He's like Kyle Pitts. He's generic Kyle Pitts.
Okay, but here's my point though. They've given him weapons. We both just said we like Likely. We both just talked about Mark Andrews, which he works in the zones that Lamar likes to throw in. If you ever notice it, he works exactly where Lamar wants to throw that football, right in between the middle of the field. That's where he works. So Mark Andrews is tailored for what Lamar Jackson likes to do. Flowers, dude, you get it in his hands. He gonna make a play. Just get it to him. He's not. I'm not gonna call him a gadget player like you just did. The man is a legit receiver, bro. And I believe. Hold on. I believe if you and this was Marquise Brown. This is why he asked to be traded, was because of the offense, not because of Lamar, but because of the offense. You put Zay Flowers. Me being honest, you put Zay Flowers in say Buffalo. He's a 1,000-yard receiver, easy. He caught for almost 800 yards this year. He's easy a 1,000-yard receiver because they throw the football more. That's their identity. Part of their identity in Baltimore is their ability to run the football. That's what keeps you off balance. Is their ability to run the football. They changed that and try to make Lamar into just a backup passer and say, keep your butt in the pocket. He's not the same player. And that's okay to say. That's okay to say because his legs is what makes him dangerous. His legs make him dangerous and his ability to make throws. He's accurate. He's accurate in most. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Question for everyone that's tuned in. Appreciate y'all tuning in, by the way. Which quarterback had the Pro Bowl running back? Was it Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Who had the Pro Bowl?
The answer was
they
Josh
took the
Allen.
ball. Well, hold on. To your point, that was because they started running the football more. That's because they changed their identity. They changed Josh Allen's never had. Hold on. Josh Allen's never had a running game before this year. Me and you both said that before coming into the season.
No. So let's do.
Game.
So I said that to go on to a couple other points. We now see that Devin Singletary was a pretty decent running back. I mean, he carried Houston to the playoffs. I mean,
don't you dare say that. And you said, well, C.J. Stroud might be a top 5 quarterback. Don't do that.
Well, I mean carried him as in carried from the running back position. We all know C.J. Stroud was the guy. I told y'all that before the season started that Stroud was going to take them to the playoffs. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to keep bragging on myself.
No.
But the point is, man, I'm spring. But got distracted. So Buffalo runs the ball more than Baltimore, correct? I'm not sure. There's only one quarterback that's had 3 perfect passing games in his career.
Lamar Jackson. But hold on.
The kid can throw.
Let's not allow people to manipulate numbers though, because you can say he had shut up. he had 3 perfect passer rating games. But how many of those passer rating games were less than 30 attempts or less than 25 attempts? How many of those was actually less than that?
Excuse him for blowing people out. We're not gonna apologize for.
I'm just saying
keeping up.
No, I'm saying that's who they are. That's who they are. They're going to run the football and they're going to pass the football. They had more rushing yards last week than passing yards. You don't see that across the NFL very often, bro. That's a fact.
But you have to look at the game within the game. The zero blitz that Vic Fangio does on every 3rd and 5, D'Amico Ryans did it every single play last week. So instead of trying to throw over the blitz, run right at it. And it popped. It kept popping. It was there. It was open. Lamar, take off. Stop trying to find somebody open. Stop trying to read and go through your progression. Run. Run where the vacated linebacker just left.
You making my point. Let him just be him.
No, but I'm saying that's for that game. But Lamar has 400-yard passing games. But I don't want him throwing for 400-yard passing games because, again, and you keep making it seem like I don't like Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers.
You called him a gadget there, bro.
He's a slot.
That's a little bit of a diss. That's a little bit of a diss, bro. Like,
no, it's not. That's the best.
If Zay Flowers heard you call him a gadget player, he'd be very offended. Don't do that.
But he would let me finish and be like, Zay Flowers is going to be Deshaun Jackson.
And see, that's what we getting into, Darius. I'm gonna bring his comment up on the screen. That narrative right there.
Not.
That narrative right there. That's why we giving him his flowers today.
No, he's not a great because again, we can get to the point. I don't like bringing up the Banks team. Give him T and Jamar Chase. He's already 8-2 versus that team without either one of them. Give him those two. He has a tight end to throw to. Okay, he's got a tight end to throw to. That's a cool story. Do we give Pat Mahomes that same thing, that same cachet? Like, he has a tight end to throw to. So he has weapons.
You do.
So he has weapons, right?
You do.
But he also has a number one.
You do that.
He's had a number one. This year took time to develop their number one, but they still have one.
Rice is not a number one receiver.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna have to talk about that one. He's not a number one.
We done already been through this.
We're gonna have a conversation. Let's get into the game. Let's get but to talk about Darius's point, like that's why we came on here and gave Lamar his flowers, because that thought process of him being a running back, like, bro,
it's gotta stop.
It's fun. It's quite a quote unquote funny, but I think y'all gotta understand
he operates the game of football the way it needs to be operated.
But that's just detrimental to black mobile quarterbacks as a whole. Like, bro,
our quarterbacks. And then this is a side note, Darius, you're an old State fan. Your biggest criticism of the quarterback who you now love, which you hated when he was in college, C.J. Stroud, was he didn't run enough. So you just contradicting yourself. It doesn't make sense.
No, I didn't say. Hold on. I didn't say run Lamar run. That's not what I said. What I said was let Lamar be Lamar. Don't put him in a box. Let Lamar be Lamar, but that doesn't mean he's a running back, bro. I'm not going to disrespect that man and call him a running back. He is a quarterback. He's doing exactly what it takes to win football games. As a quarterback, that's all you ask to do. Operate the offense. And he's doing that.
But I don't think y'all realize, like last week, literally they came out trying to pass, and then instead of trying to pass on that zero blitz that Vic Fangio does every 3rd and 4 or more, which the Eagles gonna see all of next year.
You got a huge problem with it
because it's the same zero blitz.
Oh, okay. This is what he meant. I put it on the screen. But
no, Curtis said run, and I was like, CJ Stroud in college. What you mean?
Go ahead. That was the UC.
You literally are calling someone a running back, but then mad at someone who didn't run. Like the thought process. So did you want Stroud to be a running back? Like you're asking for someone to run, but then in the same token, mad that someone does run. It doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction. But there was an adjustment. I think the game was 2 or 3 years ago. Miami played the Ravens, and Lamar looked horrible because it was the same zero blitz because they kept trying to throw into it. Mm-hmm. And as usual, this is historic. This isn't me just talking. Baltimore's never drafted a Pro Bowl receiver. They don't have true number ones. That's not how they operate. So this isn't just me talking. This is historic facts. So if you don't have that guy who can beat one-on-one press coverage, Why keep trying to throw against it?
Fair.
You
Fair.
can run. Just run the vacated spot where the linebacker's supposed to be. It's the same thing as an RPO.
Before it get too late, it's 2:45. Let's spend these last 15 minutes on the games of the day. What we need to talk about. Let's start with obviously. Let's hold off on Kansas City and Baltimore. Let's hold off on. Let's get Lions and 49ers out the way real quick.
Okay. This little Lions love fest has got to end.
What's your problem with the Lions, bro?
It's got to. The disrespect to Stafford was one thing. They disrespected Calvin Johnson when he retired. They disrespected Barry Sanders, and now we're supposed to call them a loyal fan base. I'm sick of it. They don't love you until 5 years and 10 years after you gone. Like, so let's stop. I love Dan Campbell. I love Aaron Glenn. To go with your point, Pico, they didn't draft him.
But keep going, see.
But I mean, I love Aaron Glenn. I obviously love their OC. I love Dan Campbell. Gibbs, generational talent. Dave Montgomery. I didn't watch him hand players I coached cleats out his own supply.
The dude, I met him before.
Yeah. I try to go every year to his little cleat giveaway at Mount Healthy High School. So again, love him. Laporta, he's all right.
I like Sam. He's a good tight end.
St. Brown, incredible talent.
Top 5. My top 5 favorite receiver. You know why? Look, guy.
Light skin and short, we know. Love St. Brown. Love he's a workout warrior. Love he got that chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
But defense is too young. Love Hutchinson. He's Max Crosby without the powder. So I love Hutchinson. Unlimited effort, unlimited energy, no powder. Branch, hell of a player from Bama. Don't know why we thought he wasn't going to be a great NFL player. I don't understand these GMs, but whatever. But other than those two, there's nothing really on that defense. I would try to get Trent Williams with Hutchinson, but move him around or whatever. But neither here nor there. It's going to come down to the quarterbacks, and we're looking at pretty much the same guy.
You said Brock Purdy. You said Brock Purdy was a good quarterback, though. Are you retracting?
I like
that?
Brock Purdy. I like Brock Purdy. The difference is so neither one of them can be trusted. But Brock Purdy, he's less likely to just throw it to the other team. Brock Purdy will just throw it away or something like that. But Goff is literally going to throw it to the other team. I mean, we've seen Goff in big games. I guess we keep forgetting. He's 2 straight weeks I done watched him try to hand the game to the other team. They just didn't snatch it. 49ers, even with that horrible, awful, God-forsaken secondary they got, is going to take one. But the love fest for the Lions, it's over. It's over. They good feel good story. Glad we got Eminem on Twitter, and glad we can Detroit and fake forgave Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, but it's over. It's over. It's over. The fake best running back in the NFL is going to run wild on that lack of linebacker defense.
So, I personally, I'm gonna tell you who I'm actually gonna take. Can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm gonna take the Lions today. And honestly, I think the Debo injury is what's making me kind of lean towards them. I wonder how effective he's gonna be today. What I've seen, and to your point, Brock Purdy has 11 picks. Jared Goff has 12 this year. Just throwing that out there. Basically, their numbers are literally the same, damn near.
Brock Purdy also had 4 versus the Ravens. So let's
keep
it in context.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But to your point, I do believe Brock Purdy, when his weapons are completely whole, I have trust issues with him, and I like Brock Purdy, but I have trust issues when all of his guys aren't 100%.
Oh, He threw 3 versus the Banks team when he had a concussion. So that's 7 of his 11. Just we can
Just
okay.
saying.
We add context.
Okay. Thank you. Anyway, but I forgot what I was going to say. But I think Jared Goff is actually playing the quarterback at a solid level. I do. I think he's playing quarterback position at a solid level. I do have questions, like you said. I do have questions about their secondary. I do have questions about their secondary. Their secondary has gotten
awful,
pathetic. But so is San Francisco's. So is San Francisco. So I do understand that the bulk of to a stat that I saw earlier this week, Jared Goff has actually thrown quite a few picks against zone teams that play majority zone defenses. I did see that.
Because you can't play the way he has to play. Guys, I don't just say I don't like Jared Goff just because he's just random Jared Goff. Jared Goff's probably a nice guy. Jared Goff does a lot for Detroit. Jared Goff has a bad wife. Like, Jared Goff's a cool guy. He's a funny guy, got a lot of charisma. Like, I don't like him because since junior high, his coaches have told him who to throw the ball to. You cannot play the quarterback position that way. This is why he struggles versus zone defenses, because you're telling him who to throw to.
Can we give him a credit though for being good this year? Like, he's done his job. Everybody said he was a product. Hold on. Everybody said he was a project of McVay for years. He's proven that to be wrong. He's played the quarterback position pretty damn well this year, bro.
No, he hasn't.
31 touchdowns and 12 picks. He's literally done a really good job this year, bro.
I just said their OC is the best hire for head coaches in this cycle.
Two things can be true. He can have a good offensive coordinator and still be playing really well. Both of those things can be true, bro.
That's why he's playing well, because that person is telling him where to go with the football. Teams that play zone will look good against Goff, because when you're telling someone who to throw the ball to, if someone is standing in that zone, he's still throwing the ball.
Nobody's saying that's what's happening, because what we knew that was what that was happening with Sean McVay, because they actually told us he was talking to him up until you can actually cut the microphone off. There's a time where you can cut the microphone off.
15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds. He was actually doing that with Sean McVay. Nobody's saying he's been doing that with Detroit. Give him credit. Until we hear otherwise, give him credit for actually developing and actually continuing to get better, bro. You're guessing on that. You're guessing on that.
He's another great arm, but I can't. The play design is the OC. Like, at some point, we're gonna look like, man, Teddy Bridgewater could have put up the same numbers that Goff put up this year in that same offense.
I'm not giving you that.
Like,
not Teddy. Not Teddy Bridgewater. No. Not Teddy Bridgewater. No, I'm not giving you Teddy Bridgewater.
Like, I'm looking like, man, I'm like the play design, the scheme, like it. Like, it's beautiful.
I love their offense. I love their OC. We talked about that already.
Like that's not Goff. That's not him doing anything. It's not, you're proving my point. He struggles against zone teams because you can't. You have to actually read the defense, and make a decision as a quarterback on your own. You can't just, oh man, OC told me to look for such and such. That's literally also what it is.
It can also be because you're disguising coverages really well. You that can also be what that is. They're disguising.
Buddy don't know coverages.
Disrespectful, bro. You're disrespectful. So you're taking San Francisco today.
I'm taking San Francisco by 10.
San Fran by 10. I'm gonna go
31-21, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Detroit 31 points, and I'm gonna say Detroit 31. I should actually bet this. Detroit 31 and San Francisco 27. I think Brock Purdy has the ball late with a chance to win it. He does not play well from behind, and I think he throws a game-winning interception. That's my prediction.
So my favorite position in football, I've been on record saying this, linebacker. Number 2 is tight end, but number 1 is linebacker. They got 2 of them. For the people, the people out there, can y'all let me know who the Detroit Lions linebackers are? You can't. You literally can't. So without a linebacker, who's gonna? And y'all have the nerve to tell me that y'all think CMC should be the league MVP. Well, if you don't have linebackers, how you gonna bring them down?
So you're giving CMC credit right now for being
I'm giving.
pretty damn good.
He is pretty damn good. I've never said he wasn't. He's just not the
Okay.
best in the league. But
Okay.
but without a linebacker, how are you gonna bring that man down?
We'll see. We'll see.
They actually have defenses. Which Glenn, again, this is why I'm giving him credit, because he knows they don't have a linebacker in that damn organization. They have packages where they have 4 and 5 safeties on the field at once, which they just use speed and athleticism. But good luck, because Trent Williams is the best lineman we've ever seen. Like, good luck.
We got 5 minutes. We got about 10 minutes before the game starts. So let's get into this Kansas City game. One more pick. Kansas City and
All
Baltimore.
right. So just a little tidbit: the Chiefs have allowed the most rushing yards and rushing TDs to a quarterback this season, and they're playing the quarterback who y'all call running back. So it's pretty obvious who I'm going with. Again, I'm bringing it down to the linebackers. I think Patrick Queen is going to be the difference maker in this game. I think his primary responsibility is following Kelsey. Goquan Smith, aka Roquan Smith. I think he's gonna neutralize the angry toddler that they have running the ball.
Disrespecting
I think they just Baltimore's O-line is used to Chris Jones. They've had battles. I don't like the Big Ten DN they got, the little Karlaftis or whatever. He ain't much to sneeze at. Sneed is really Sneed is a top 5 corner. Give him his credit, but again, Baltimore doesn't have a number 1 receiver, so he's irrelevant. You can put him on the little gadget guy, Zay Flowers, but
what's his name's gonna see Zay? What's the other kid? The kid in the second year, I forgot his name. That they got at corner. He made All Pro this year. I forgot his name. God.
Oh yeah,
It's in the back of my head. He played the nickel.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Again, so Snead can be on Hurtdale Beckham Jr. Irrelevant. Likely is going to be pretty much wide open. So I think Baltimore runs it down their throat as well. They should. They neutralize Chris Jones, but we're not going to get a high scoring game. I want to say 21-17.
That's fair. Like, where you going with that?
Baltimore, by the way. Baltimore.
Obviously,
Goquan Smith.
Everything pointing to Baltimore winning this game today. Everything is pointing. Literally everything is pointing. You got.
I don't know what it is.
Patrick Mahomes is without his left guard. Is it Tony? Tony's out, right?
Bro. A guard, one left guard. Come on now. Let's not act like
the whole offensive line. We've talked about this. Those 2 tackles have already had pretty inconsistent seasons. So we talked about the middle of that offensive line. You kept saying step up. The middle of that offensive line, because we had that conversation, remember, about the tackles.
Yes.
So now you're talking about another guy being compromised in a big spot. That's going to be potentially a problem, right? I expect, me personally, his O-line is jacked. Absolutely, Pico. His O-line is like it's very much compromised. So everything is saying Baltimore. Everything. The only reason why anybody would pick Kansas City is because of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That's the only reason. Now, I think the actual thing that makes the game interesting today, because everybody keeps saying, "Oh well, this is the Super Bowl." I don't know how this is the Super Bowl because there's some pretty good football teams on the other side. But what I think is going to make this game very interesting, the weather I think is going to play a little bit of a factor. I do believe Kansas City's defense is being underrated as well. Their defense is actually pretty darn good this year, bro.
The defense carried them this year.
Yeah. For most of the season, their defense definitely outperformed their offense by a mile. So I think that defense, after coming off a week last week where they kind of got pushed around a little bit, they got a chance to see Josh Allen. Josh Allen, who's similar to Lamar. He ain't Lamar.
Not
at all.
He's
not Lamar.
He's not similar to Lamar.
He's similar style of play. They got design runs for him. If you look at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson's stats from last week, they're damn near identical. But
don't need to. They're not similar.
But they saw a similar quarterback in my view last week, where they played a lot of zone, kept everything in front of them. This week, I think what they're gonna do, I think they're gonna come after Lamar. I think they're gonna do exactly what you brought up. It was interesting what you said earlier. I think they're gonna play a lot of man, and they're gonna sit up there and say, you know what, we're gonna have a spy in the middle of the field, which will probably be either Bolton or Gay. I'm not sure if Gay's playing. I know he was on the injury report. They're gonna have Bolton or Gay spy Lamar, and I think they're gonna try to come after Lamar a lot. They're gonna literally blitz a lot today. They're gonna be who they are, and I think that's gonna keep the game close. But I think the biggest difference is gonna be Kansas City's inability to protect Pat. I think he's gonna get hit a lot today, and I also think they're gonna have problems moving the football. I'm gonna say Justin Tucker is gonna be the biggest, who's had a very, very sketchy season all year. I think he's gonna be the biggest difference in this game. And I think I'm actually gonna somewhat echo what C said. I'm gonna go 21-17. Yeah, Baltimore. 21-17.
Still have to show your Pat love. You showing your Pat love and giving him all this excuse. He missing one guard. Okay. All right.
With two compromised left tackles. And again, that receiving core, they most drops in the NFL this year. We can't forget about Rice. That. They had Rice is coming around. But we also know they've had the drops all season long.
They got Rice
all season long. Now, things actually do change if they can actually push the ball down the field and people actually catch the ball. If he can actually stand in the pocket and he has time and people will catch the ball, this changes. But I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Gotta go with Baltimore. The killer just did the little squirrel dance. They juiced out there. They juiced in the DMV.
They sit up there acting like they want to fight. I hate football players sometimes. I ain't tough like that. Yeah, no, put y'all punching each other in the helmet, bro. But I think we're gonna get a pretty good football game. I don't think we get a blowout. I think both teams play really well. We're gonna get excellent coaching from both Harbaugh and
beautiful coaching
and Andy Reid. Andy Reid. It's gonna be a low scoring game. And we'll see what happens. It would not shock me if Kansas City won it, but Baltimore should win this.
You want them
No. I don't want them to win the football game because we just talked about how big this will be for Lamar. I'm gonna put
but you it's still big for Pat. You just a Pat guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Pat got 2 Super Bowls, bro. This don't really hurt his legacy. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning into the podcast. Game about to come on. We're gonna let y'all get to it. Like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook page if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, and see if you had anything else.
Hey man, just appreciate y'all. Continue to listen, learn, continue to interact, and just enjoy Lamarvelous. Just enjoy them.
Peace out.